Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Wekiva High School welcomes you to Mustang Arena for game number 5 in the 9th annual Wekiva Girls Basketball Preseason Classic. Please welcome our guests wearing the black jerseys, visitors on the scoreboard. From Seminole High School, they are the Lady Noles. And wearing the white jerseys, home on the scoreboard from Colonial High School, please welcome the Grenadiers. Let's meet the lineups for each team. We'll begin with our guests from Seminole, and we'll start at guard with 5'4" freshman, number 10, Jayla Scurry. At point guard, 5'9" senior, number 14, Morgan Dillard. At guard, 5'7" freshman, number 20, Cheyenne Preston. At wing, 5'7" sophomore, number 32, Denise Pearson. And finally, for the Lady Noles, at forward, 5'10" sophomore, number 42, Sarai Simpson. And the head coach of the Seminoles, Shanique Gilbert. Assistant coach, Rich Pizzuti. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the Colonial Grenadiers. Starting at guard with junior number 3, Camilla Zawinski. At guard, freshman number 10, Carmen Richardson. Next up for the Grenadiers, sophomore number 11, Milan Santos. Next up is at guard and small forward, 5'5" junior, number 23, Alyssa Saavedra. And finally, for the Grenadiers, sophomore number 24, Brielle Marlowe. And the head coach of the Grenadiers, Cindy Richardson. The officials for tonight's game are from the Central Florida Officials Association here in Orlando. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, joining us on the live stream. My name is Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, sports information director here at Wekiva High School. And I'm here along with Neil Fisher from the Apopka Chief.
So thank you again, Mark. As always, a fine introduction, and we get set and get underway for the second game of the 2020 Wekiva Mustangs Women's Basketball Preseason Classic. Colonial taking on Seminole. A quick shot there by Colonial. No good.
Three there for Dillard, not going to go either. Rebound goes to the Grenadiers. Brielle Marlowe going the other way. And we got a tray. Number 23, Alyssa Saavedra sets up Milan Santos for 3. To the paint, not there for Dillard, and we're going to get a foul on the rebound. Foul is called against Colonial, number 14.
And this is a matchup between two large class schools. Both these teams, Colonial and Seminole, are members of Class 7A. Both are teams that have certain expectations every year. Of course, Colonial far more than Seminole. They are a multiple-time state champion. They went 19-10 last year, did make it to the FHSAA postseason tournament. Seminole, on the other hand, went 13-12. And did not make it out of the district. Seminole with the shot, unable to get that to go down. Dillard now takes control, will set the offense. Spins to the right, out to the corner. The tray, no good. And out of bounds, and will go down to Colonial's end. Colonial taking the lead here early. 3-1, 6:39 in the first quarter.
Jaden Ross checks into the game for the Grenadiers.
And a turnover for Colonial. Certainly can't make Coach Richardson happy. Spin. And Dillard again. She is not only the point guard, but she is the captain, 5'9" senior. She's going to try the right side to drive and does draw the foul.
Morgan Dillard is fouled on the attempt. She'll go to the line and shoot 2 for the Noles. The foul is called against Grenadiers. Number 22, Jaden Ross. That's her first, the team's first.
And if you did join us after the starting lineups were announced by Mark, for Seminole, number 10 is Scurry, number 14 is Dillard. Of course, she is at the line right now. First free throw good. That makes the score 4-1 in favor of Seminole. Preston, number 20, number 32 Pearson, 42 Simpson. For Colonial, number 3 Zabinski, number 11 Santos, number 10 Richardson, number 23 Savadra, and number 24 Marlowe. Both these teams won their game, the first game they've played this season on Tuesday night. That was the first of 2 nights, making up the Wekiva Mustangs Women's Basketball Preseason Classic. And so I'm Neil Fisher along with Mark Barchi. And as you would expect, since this is the Wekiva Mustangs Women's Basketball Preseason Classic, the Wekiva, we are playing at the home of the Wekiva Mustangs. That's Mustang Gymnasium. And right now we did have a stoppage for a couple minutes. Some debate among the coach and ref. Second free throw is good for Dillard. That makes the lead 3-2. Actually 3-3. And so Seminole comes up at the other end here. Long cross the court pass. It's going to go out of bounds.
Yes.
And it will be Colonial ball. Carmen Richardson inbounding. She inbounds to Zabinski. Back to Soto. To the other end. Down to the left corner. No, off the heel. Santos with the rebound. Zabinski again, can't get this one to go. This time Seminole comes back the other way, and the layup no good for Simpson.
Held ball. Possession, Seminole. Going to get some personnel changes here, a couple at once.
Only 2.5 minutes in, and bench is already being called upon. Neil Fisher along with Mark Barchi as Seminole turns the ball over, come back the other way. A 6-3 lead being held by Seminole. The tray from Soto, no good. Seminole comes down with it on the other end, and they're going to come up. Dillard gets the ball, and she's going to take the shot, and off the heel, Soto again with a strong rebounding. Soto, the freshman point guard, making her presence felt early on the glass. .445 left. Morgan Dillard sets the Seminole offense. She's going to drive to the left, spin, no, short. And Colonial pulls down the rebound. So far here in the early going, not a lot of second opportunities. Both teams very strong on the board. And a foul. 4:21 left, the first foul of the ball game.
Ross fouled on the putback attempt. She'll go to the line and shoot 2. The foul is called against Knowles, number 22, Asia Waiters. That's her first personal foul and the team's first.
So Ross gets the roll.
I don't. Okay.
Ross with her second attempt. Colonial holding a 7-3 lead. No good, but the rebound pulled down by Brown. And then second opportunity for Colonial. For the tray, drain the rain. Soto, 10-3.
Soto for 3.
Dillard trying to force the action at the other end for Seminole. Ooh, bad pass, gets away with it. Dillard gets the ball back, can't get it to go. Soto with another rebound. And we come down to the other end. Turnover by Colonial. And Dillard again takes the shot. Basket will not count. It's actually a turnover, a foul.
Dillard is called for palming. Grenadiers ball.
So Soto takes the inbound. And she gets it over. Seminole going with some full court pressure. Santos unable to get it. Ball out of bounds. And Seminole will take over.
Frenetic game so far between the Grenadiers and the Noles. So far, Colonial coming up with the better end of it. 10-3 the score with just a little more than 3 minutes remaining. My name is Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, here with Neil Fisher from the Apopka Chief.
A turnover and off to the races. Santos making the most of the turnover.
Milan Santos steals 2 for the Grenadiers. And we'll pause for a 30-second timeout. Seminoles request a 30-second timeout, and we'll take it with them. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. Mark Barchi here with Neil Fisher. And yes, Ashley, thank you for pointing that out. We got distracted during yesterday's game and left the larger title card up instead of the smaller scoreboard. So that is taken care of this time. We want to make sure you can see the game. And so, of course, the Seminoles now are going to take it in from their own baseline with 3 minutes to go after the timeout.
Yeah, a bit of a surprise here, Mark. Not so much that Colonial's in the lead, but a 9-point lead over Seminole. Seminole won their first, both these teams won their first game on Tuesday.
Grenadier foul is called against number 13, Cameron Patterson. Her first, the team's third. That will send the Seminoles to the line. Asia Waiters shooting.
A 12-3 lead being held by Colonial. So Waiters still looking for her first points of the ball game. And Cheyenne Preston will come out. Ball's up, no good again, it's short. And Patterson pulls down the rebound, brings it up herself. Patterson with the drive, and no offensive charge. So that will be Colonial's third turnover.
Offensive charge is called against number 13, Cameron Patterson. Her second, the team's fourth. That turns the ball over to the Seminoles.
And Santos at the top of this 1-3-1 three-quarters defense. Looks like that's more of just to give Seminole a reminder. And a turnover and an easy deuce here by Santos. Nice pass by Richardson
on the pass to Milan Santos for 2.
And so Colonial extends the lead to 12-5 as we approach 2 minutes. Dillard, who was the star on Tuesday night, continues to fill the basket.
Morgan Dillard picks up 2 for the Seminoles.
Richardson with the ball at the top, looking to pass over to Patterson. Back to Richardson, who takes the tray, can't get it to go. Some strong rebounding inside. That was Brown who kept the ball open, unable to get it. Santos, but a second offensive rebound. And Santos will reset the offense.
Yeah, nice work there by Colonial on the boards in spite of an excellent block shot there by Morgan Dillard. We'll go to the paint. Driving through it, post, short. An anemic toss there, and the rebound easily goes to the Noles. And swatted there, that was just poor ball handling, and it's taken away by Patterson. Grenadiers get another shot, trying to go coast to coast. Santos can't get it to fall on the layup at the end, and the Seminoles are back to work.
Down to the other end we go. Dillard, the point guard senior, passes down to the corner. She'll get, well, they tried to get the ball back to Dillard. And we got some player personnel changes for both sides. I believe it looked like 3 players came in on each side. In either case, certainly was multiple. And that is Pearson with the drive to the lane. She will not be able to get the shot. Good recovery defense by Colonial, closing that middle. Colonial playing man-to-man. 50 seconds left. Dillard with the shot, unable to get it, but the rebound. Pearson, and does not get that roll. Jump ball. Possession arrow favors Colonial.
Held ball, possession Grenadiers.
Colonial holding a 14-5 lead. 40 seconds left. Neil Fisher along with Mark Barchi, live from Mustang Gymnasium. Colonial looking to up that lead as we're now down to 30 seconds. Blocked by Dillard, and she's off to the races. Got her running mate Pearson, decides not to use her. Can't get the basket. And Soto clears the board, and we're down at the other end. And getting sloppy for the Grenadiers as we approach 10 seconds. And a timeout. Coach Richardson wants to discuss the possession.
30-second timeout called by Colonial. We'll be back in a second.
We return for the last 10 seconds of the first quarter. Colonial versus Seminole. Grenadiers with a 14-5 lead. Coach Richardson just called, set up a play down to Patterson, and exactly the way the Richardson
Patterson
drew it.
From Zabinski for 2.
And that will bring the first quarter to an end.
That takes us to the end of the opening 8 minutes. 16-5 is your score. The Grenadiers lead by 11 at the end of the first quarter.
And we will return on the Wekiva Mustangs Athletic Network.
Welcome back to Mustang Arena. Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, here with Neil Fisher from the Apopka Chief. The Seminoles have the opening possession of the second quarter.
A 16-5 lead being held by Colonial. And this is somewhat of a surprise, not so much that Colonial's in the lead, but an 11-point lead. They've certainly played better of the two teams, as Seminole unable to convert. And we come down to the other end, trying to go inside. That is Eccleston, unable to convert. Colonial smartly drives the ball back out, rotates, unable to get the shot in a scramble on the baseline. Colonial is going to get the ball, and another opportunity. So the key stat right now is field goal percentage. Both teams have had the opportunity. Seminole is coming out shooting cold, 1 of 12, while Colonial is 6 of 18.
Morgan Dillard floats one in from the key for 2.
And that will certainly increase Seminole's percentage.
In transition, Camilla Zabinski on the layup.
So you don't have to be a basketball guru to understand that when one team is shooting 33 and the other is shooting less than 10%, the team that has 33% is going to be in the lead. Now again,
stolen there by Rayanne Eccleston. Tillman lost the ball there. Grenadiers again, sort of in transition, and that's going to work out for them too. Eccleston on the pass from Zabinski.
And so that 33 percentage, which is 6 of 18 for Colonial, certainly nothing to write home. But again, when compared to Seminoles, which is under 10% entering this quarter, a clear advantage.
Deflected away there by Brielle Marlowe. And Seminole struggling a little bit with ball handling here early on. We've got a couple of subs checking into the game for Seminole. Asia Waiters and Katrina Visvalingham.
And Colonial also with an advantage in the rebounds, 15-10, in particular 6-3 on the offensive end. So probably not as prominent per se in this outcome as the field goal percentage, but certainly supplemental.
Visvalingham is fouled on the attempt. She'll go to the line and shoot 2. The foul is called against Grenadiers. Brielle Marlowe, that's her second personal foul and the team's 5th.
First free throw is good. And there's the second one. This one not good. The lead remains at 20-8. Colonial with the ball. Opportunity to further increase that lead. And they are going to do that. Nice roll. Nice touch. So Seminole brings the ball down to the other end. That's Dillard, your point guard, 5'9" senior. Certainly the heart and soul of this team. And boy, she just takes that opening and scores.
Morgan Dillard for 2.
22-10, 5:40 left in the second quarter. This is live from Mustang Gymnasium, and a foul on Seminole. Colonial with that 22-10 lead. Colonial has led from start to current.
That's Morgan Dillard called with her first personal foul, the team's second. Foul is called against number 23, Alyssa Saavedra, her first. And that'll be an offensive push there, so that'll turn the ball over as well.
And the Seminoles with an opportunity to cut into this lead. And they're not going to be able to do that there. Colonial again, quick hands coming up with the steal. No basket, traveling.
Traveling called against the Grenadiers. Seminoles ball.
So another opportunity here for the Seminoles to gain some momentum. They've been trailing since the tip-off. Colonial scoring first, taking as much as an 8-point lead.
Stolen again. This time Peterson gets picked off by Zabinski. Grenadiers going the other way. Let's see if they have something in transition. To the baseline, and it's slapped out of bounds by Visvalingnum. And here we've got a sub checking into the game for Colonial, number 5, Anaya Brown.
And ball will remain with Colonial. Colonial still holding a 22-10 lead, 4:51.
Also in for the Noles, number 10, Jayla Scurry.
Mark Barchi and I'm Neil Fisher as Colonial inbounds it. Want to take a quick moment here to thank and acknowledge the broadcast production students who are operating the video side of this broadcast. Keith Dickerson is the director of that program here at Wekiva. And
third chance putback made by Anaya Brown. Well, Neil, you and I talked a lot in the last game about the importance of offensive rebounds. Those second chance baskets were so critical toward the big win for Lake Mary, and now they're coming up big for Colonial as well. Blocked shot there.
Yeah, Colonial with 9 offensive rebounds, and we still got 4 minutes before halftime.
It was blocked away by Jaden Ross.
So the story, at least the primary story as far as the statistics, is the shooting of Seminole. They were under 10% entering the second quarter compared to 33 for Colonial. But I think you have to look at the rebound certainly as giving them a little bit more of an edge there.
I'll be out of bounds off of the Noles. Colonial keeps possession on the team rebound. Checking into the game for the Grenadiers, number 13, Cameron Patterson.
And Tillman will inbound the ball. She's going to go to the top of the key. Scramble. A timeout called by Seminole to keep possession.
Turnover there is converted. 30-second timeout requested by Seminole. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. Mark Barchi here with Neil Fisher, ready to get going again. After Seminole takes that 30-second timeout to claim the steal, Dillard spinning, doesn't have a man, has to dump it off.
3:40 left in the first half. 24-10 is your lead. Colonial with the lead, and Dillard.
Morgan Dillard with a spin move for 2.
The spinning runner for Dillard. She was the star of the game on Tuesday night, scoring 20+ and picking up where she left off.
Trey won't fall for Santos. Offensive board again for Anaya Brown. Go the other way. We got
Saavedra.
Yep, can't get the jumper to fall, and this time it's going to be Jayla Scurry that picks up the rebound. Here comes Dillard, going to try to take it herself. She's got it. Morgan Dillard from the top of the key for 2.
Dillard continues the hot hand. That's 12 points for her. Under 3 minutes now before halftime. Seminole trying to keep that lead under 10, and they will have an opportunity on this next possession as the field goal attempt is missed. That was Santos taking the field goal attempt in a foul. Foul on the rebound.
Okay.
And we are going to go down to the other end as Seminole is in the bonus. Score is 24-16. Asia Waiters at the free throw line. And she's unable to convert the first, but a strong rebound. This Vallingham doing the work on the board, and she draws the foul.
Foul is called against number 5, Anaya Brown.
And this Vallingham converts the first. That'll cut the lead 24-17. 2:46 left. Neil Fisher along with Mark Barchi. This is the Wekiva Mustangs Athletic Network. Second free throw from this Vallingham is good, 24-18. And want to acknowledge the people who work behind the scenes. Those are the broadcast production students.
And the pass is good from Santos to Carmen Richardson.
And just like that, Colonial answers and re-ups the lead to 8 points. The broadcast production department is run by Keith Dickerson. And this is the second of 3 games which will be played at Mustang Gymnasium tonight. The 2020 Wekiva Mustangs Women's Basketball Preseason Classic. Dillard unable to convert there with the drive. Colonial comes back to the other end looking to get that lead into double digits. Brown unable to convert, and a number of hands touched the ball before going out of bounds. Seminole will get the ball. So one of the components of Colonial's game so far tonight has been the offensive rebound. Seminole not allowing it to come into play on that possession, but it will not count, will not do any good as we get an offensive foul on Seminole.
Offensive foul is called against number 42, Sarai Simpson. That's her first personal foul. The team's third.
One minute, 35 seconds left. Colonial bringing the ball up with the lead, 26-18. Patterson driving the drive, juke and jiving, but good recovery defense by Seminole. From the wing, no good. Pulling down the rebound, and Dillard gets the ball, and she's going to bring the Seminoles up the other way, cuts into the middle.
Pass to the key is picked off, taken away by the Grenadiers, number 13, Patterson, and Patterson with a long-distance assist to Milan Santos for 2.
Santos with 7 points now, and the lead is back up to 10, 28-18, and another turnover for Seminole, and the same repeat. Santos at the other end, can't get it to go this time, but gets the offensive rebound and will go to the line.
Foul is called against Seminoles, number 30, Katrina Visvalingham. That's her first personal foul, the team's fourth, and at the line will be number 11, Milan Santos.
51.8 seconds left. Colonial had 6 offensive rebounds in the first quarter, and they now have 6 in the second quarter. And this is a specific case of the benefits. That offensive rebound led to Santos going to the line, and she is 1 of 1, make that 2 of 2 on this possession, and increasing the lead all the way up to 12. 51 seconds, 30-18 is the lead. Colonial remaining in man-to-man defense. They play man-to-man the whole first half. Dillard setting the offense, looking to get some momentum, need to get a basket here before halftime. It's been a very stop-and-go performance by Seminole. Certainly none of the flow we saw in the first game against Evans. And a turnover.
Offensive charge is called against number 42, Sarai Simpson. That's her second personal foul, the team's fifth.
So that foul was down in the paint, Mark, and that brings up the other key factor is turnovers for Seminole. They only had 4 in the first quarter. They now have 8. What was a 2-point lead has become 12, and turnovers certainly have played a role. Santo out to Patterson on the baseline. Back over to Sandiford. He can't get it to go. And they fouled on
Push
Seminole.
is called against number 42, Sarai Simpson. That's now her third personal foul and the team's sixth. And so, Neil, that's kind of important as Simpson has picked up 3 out of the last 4 fouls. And so she's gone from 0 to 3.
Patterson with the field goal attempt, no good. Some work again underneath the basket, but a foul in order to get
it's going to go out of bounds off of
it was
Colonial.
out of
No
bounds.
foul there. Seminoles will take over with a team rebound.
Seminole with one last opportunity, get that lead back down to 10 or maybe even 9. Dillard, see what she does. The offense runs through her, the point guard, 1 second left. Shot by Simpson.
And that's not going to make it. And so
Excuse me,
that takes us to the end of the second period. And it is a 12-point advantage for the Grenadiers. 30-18 is your score at intermission here in game number 5 out of 6 at the 9th annual Wekiva Basketball Preseason Classic.
Neil Fisher along with Mark Barchi. We will be back with the halftime updates
In just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, here are your halftime stats. Beginning with Seminole. Sarai Simpson has 1 point, 3 rebounds. Katrina Visvalingham has 2 points, 1 rebound. Asia Waiters, 3 points, 1 rebound. And leading her team for the first half, Morgan Dillard with 12 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 steal. As for Colonial, Anaya Brown with 2 points, 3 rebounds. Carmen Richardson, 2 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. Cameron Patterson with 2 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. Jaden Ross has 1 point and 2 rebounds. Desmaria Soto with 3 points and 6 rebounds. Rianne Eccleston with 4 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 steal. Camilla Zabinski with 5 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. And leading her team for the first half is Milan Santos with 11 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal. And we invite you to join us for the 8:30 nightcap game It is scheduled for 8:30. At this point, it looks like it's probably going to start a little late. For those of you who are in the arena, we do have to ask all of our fans to exit after each game, and that is so that we can maintain our 25% capacity here at Mustang Arena. But you are always welcome to join us online on YouTube or the NFHS network, where we are happy to host as many of you as would like to attend. Again, all 6 of our games broadcast on YouTube and the NFHS network. Those of you listening online, we're going to take another quick break here. We'll be back in about 5 minutes with the second half.
And welcome back to Mustang Gymnasium. About to begin the second half of Colonial versus Seminole. Colonial holding a 30-18 lead. Neil Fisher along with Mark Barchi, the Wekiva Mustangs Athletic Network. Glad to bring you all 6 games of the 2020 Wekiva Mustangs Women's Basketball Preseason Classic. And Colonial taking a 24-12 lead after the first quarter. Sole quarter in terms of scoring, both teams scoring only 6. And Colonial starts the second quarter second half with continuing picking up where they left off in the first half, the offensive rebound.
Putback is made by number 3, Camilla Zabinski.
2 more offensive rebounds. That's a total of 16 now for Colonial. 14 in the first half compared to 6 for Seminole. And a foul at the other end.
Foul called against number 24. Brielle Marlowe, her 3rd personal foul. Team's first this half.
First free throw is no good. Kicks off the front of the rim. And that is Asia Waiters at the line. And so both teams with the score now 32-18 as Seminole goes to full court pressure. Begin the second half the same way they did the first. For Seminole as we have a foul. Scurry, number 10, Dillard, number 14, Preston, number 20, Pearson, 32, and Simpson, 42.
Foul is called against number 14. Morgan Dillard on the block. That's her 2nd personal foul, the team's first this half. At the line shooting is number 21, Rayanne Eccleston.
And actually, 4 of the same starters are the same for Seminole.
Checking into the game for Colonial, number 13, Cameron Patterson. Well, it doesn't go in, but the Grenadiers will get the benefit of a team rebound.
So actually, Asia Waiters is in instead of Denise Pearson. So Asia Waiter, a senior, 5'8". She is starting the second half. Meantime, Colonial, as we get action. Number 3, Zabinski. Field goal no good. Rebound again by Patterson. Back to Zabinski. And she can't get it to go. More work under the boards. 3 more
offensive rebounds. Just racking them up here. Not racking up any points, mind you. Push is called against number 22, Asia Waiters. That's her 2nd personal foul, the team's 2nd. Grenadiers will get the ball at the opposing baseline.
So Colonial starts the second half with Zabinski, number 3, number 10 Richardson, number 13 Patterson, number 11 Santos, and number 21 Eccleston. Much different lineup than the one that started the game. Nonetheless, Colonial continues to dominate those offensive boards. They now have 7 in the second half, 21 total. 6 minutes left here before the third quarter ends. And that is Santos trying to drive. She finds some resistance. Ball goes to the ground, as does several players. And when that all ends, the ref says we got traveling.
Yeah, so technically speaking, that'll go down as a turnover for each team, but give Seminole credit for good defense there.
(32-19). Colonial with the lead. They led 24-12 at the end of the first quarter. Have held from the beginning as Patterson with the contact. Bounces off, shoots, no good. Ball stolen underneath by Eccleston.
Second chance basket by Rayanne Eccleston. And Neil, I don't know. I'm calling that a putback. I didn't think that Colonial actually held possession and controlled the ball. So either way, it doesn't really matter. Nice work by Eccleston. None of these stats count anyway.
Yeah, Eccleston just stuck her hand in there and ripped the ball away from the Seminole defender.
Foul is called against Grenadiers, number 13, Cameron Patterson. That's her third. Team second.
And at the line will be Asia Waiters, number 22. First free throw good. That cuts the lead to 34-19. Second free throw good as well, and a 34-21 score. 5:39 left. We're live from Mustang Gymnasium. Into the corner where Santos is going to drive the baseline. Shovel pass. Good defense by Seminole. Back out to Zabinski, who drains the rain.
Zabinski for three on the pass from Eccleston.
And so just when it looked like Seminole might be cutting into that lead, Colonial answers, and they got an opportunity to follow up. Steele rotating the ball in and out. Back over to Santos for the tray. Can't get the tray to drop, and Seminole with the rebound. So Seminole doing a good job of holding the fort, so to speak, not allowing that lead to grow for more than 16 as we approach 5 minutes. Dillard with
Morgan Dillard picks up the layup for the Grenadiers, for the Seminoles.
Dillard doing some juking and jiving and getting the deuce. And just as quickly,
Desmaria Soto for three from Milan Santos.
And so just as quickly, Colonial gets down to the other end, gives the ball to Soto, and she drains the rain.
Full timeout called by the Grenadiers. And we'll pause for a quick break right back here at Mustang Arena. Welcome back to Mustang Arena, getting ready to go back to live action here with 4 minutes, 44 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Colonial taking that timeout there after having their way with the Seminoles the last couple of possessions. Seminole trying to get something done in transition, and they do. It's a no call, but basket good down the baseline for Asia Waiters.
So Colonial pushes the ball up, looking to get a quick answer. Soto with the ball at the top of the key. Out to Brown. And we're going to get an out of bounds. And the turnover, that's the 8th of the game for Colonial. Only 6 in the first half. But again, Mark, during that break, of course, I took a look at the stats. And we have talked about over and over again, offensive rebounds. 8 this quarter for Colonial, 22 in total. And certainly playing a key role in Colonial building that 15-point lead.
Checking into the game for the Seminoles, number 30, Katrina Visvalignum.
Seminole inbounds the ball. Colonial using full court pressure now. They have been using a 1-3-1 full court zone. They're now going to man-to-man full court. And Patterson comes up with the loose ball. Bounce pass to Santos. A little too much bounce on it.
Out of bounds, Knowles ball. Checking into the game for Colonial, Carmen Richardson and Alyssa Saavedra.
So 3:47 left in the third quarter. A 40-25 lead for Colonial as they continue with man-to-man full court defense. Morgan Dillard brings the ball up over half court. And Dillard certainly is going to have to step up here more than she has, and there's the first sign of stepping up.
Morgan Dillard picks up 2 for Seminole.
Stop, pop, and drop from the free throw line, 40-27. Colonial still in the lead. Soto slows the offense down in the half court. And Richardson trying to get the ball inside to Santos. Actually, that was
held ball, possession Seminoles.
Saavedra was the receiver. A mistake by Seminole on the inbound pass through right into the line of fire where Colonial was standing.
And then draws the foul. Foul is called against Seminoles, number 32, Denise Pearson. That's her first personal foul, and the team's third this half. At the line shooting is number 10, Carmen Richardson.
So Richardson with 2 points. She'll get 2 free throws. First one is good. Nice smooth touch, Mark.
You can't argue with that.
That ups the lead to 41-27, 3:10 left. This is being played at Mustang Gymnasium. Some work under the board again, out to Patterson. She can't get it, rolls over the rim. And Dillard fights hard for the rebound and does draw a foul.
Foul is called against Grenadiers. Number 22, Jaden Ross. That's her third personal foul, and the team's third this half.
Both these teams won their opener Tuesday night. Colonial defeating the City of Life, Seminole taking out Evans. Today's been a different story, though, as the ball is turned over. Dillard haunted and harassed down that sideline.
Yeah, give credit there to Saavedra. Checking into the game for Colonial, number 32, Shayla Sandiford.
And Colonial with an opportunity to increase that lead. A 14-point lead, 41-27. Driving the lane is Richardson.
Carmen Richardson picks up 2 for the Grenadiers.
And man-to-man full court defense remains in effect for Colonial. Seminole does break it, and Pearson.
Denise Pearson and 1. Foul is called against Grenadiers, number 32, Denise Pearson. Number 32, Shayla Sandiford. Her first, the team's fourth. Pearson will be shooting 1.
In the meantime, before that free throw, a timeout is called. Score is 43-29, 2:29 left in the third quarter.
Full timeout called by Seminole. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Mustang Gymnasium at the corner of Hiawassee and State Route 414 in Apopka. Seminoles with an opportunity to cut the lead down to 13, 43-29 the score remains. And on the other end, no score, so no harm, no foul from the Seminole viewpoint. However, with only 2 minutes left in the third quarter, they do need to start cutting into that lead. Morgan Dillard going for the three-pointer from the top, unable to get it. And Brown clears the rebound, and we come down to the other end. Ball will remain with Colonial. Colonial scored the first 8 points. And they have led from start to finish, well, from start up to current, which is 1:54 left in the third period. They had a 24-12 lead at the end of the first quarter, 30-18 at halftime. And they
putback is made by number 32, Shayla Sandiford.
And another offensive rebound for Colonial. They are now up to 24. Not a great shooting performance. They've been around 33% for the majority of the game. But when you're getting offensive rebounds, means you're getting field goal attempts, and they are over 50. That's Colonial. And again, Morgan Dillard being harassed by that Colonial defense. This time a little too overzealous in a foul.
Push is called against number 10, Carmen Richardson. That's her first personal foul, the team's fifth.
So the Colonial defense has done an
backcourt violation. Grenadiers ball. And yeah, you saw Morgan Dillard as soon as the referee blew the whistle, like, oh, oops.
Yeah, I think that's where the pressure pays off. Morgan has had to carry the bulk of the ball possession duties tonight, and I think she just made a mental error there out of wariness. But nonetheless, what I was going to say is the Colonial defense, as Seminole gets a turnover, and on the other end, Dillard's going to drop the deuce. Transition.
Pearson to Dillard to steal two for the Seminoles.
Colonial's done an excellent job of not allowing a secondary source of points, as Dillard's going to go again here, try to get more lead. This time blocked by Brown. Just got in there. Some great defensive work. Scramble on the floor in front of the W. And a timeout.
Grenadiers.
So with 45.4 seconds left before we go to the point, Morgan Dillard for Seminole has scored 18 points. The next highest total is 5, and that is by Asia Waiters. So certainly the Colonial defense has done an excellent job of holding that secondary source of points. You could say that, you're looking at probably a 10-point differential, and the lead is now 14 at 45-31.
All right, so that was only a 30-second timeout. That was the last 30-second timeout of the game. We have 2 timeouts left on each side, all of them full.
Anaya Brown will be inbounding the ball for Colonial. Santos takes the inbound pass. 40 seconds left. Some inside-outside play now. And again, Colonial with Saavedra pulling the ball out to the top of the key. A more deliberate offense, pace that we've seen, looking to be more selective. Inside pass to Sandiford, who draws the foul.
Actually, I think that might have been Saavedra that drew the foul first. We'll see. Foul is called against number 22, Asia Waiters on the push. That's her 4th personal foul. The team's 4th. Checking into the game for Colonial, number 1, Desmaria Soto. And checking in for Seminole, number 42, Sarai Simpson. So, yeah, Neil, I was right. Saavedra actually picked Desmaria.
The foul occurred before the pass.
Yeah, it occurred before the pass. Exactly right.
So, it would have been a pretty play. Was a nice pass. Certainly Coach Richardson will feel some satisfaction moving forward to be able to know her team can make those passes. On the other end, Seminoles draws a foul. 12.3 seconds left in the third quarter.
Foul is called against number 10, Carmen Richardson. That's her 2nd personal foul, the team's 6th.
And Morgan Dillard at the line drops the first free throw. So again, Morgan Dillard has certainly been the big man on Seminole. She scored 20-plus on Tuesday against Evans, and she now has 20 against Colonial, but Colonial has shut down that secondary source. Next highest point total is 5, and Colonial will have one last opportunity as the third quarter comes to a close. 3 seconds. Drive, shot by Eccleston, by Richardson, unable to go, but a still
That takes us to the end of the third quarter, and it is now a 12-point lead for the Grenadiers. Seminole keeping pace with them throughout the third quarter. 45-33 is your score with 8 minutes left to play here in Game 5 of the 9th annual Wekiva Preseason Classic. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. The Grenadiers have the opening possession of the fourth quarter. And here we go. 8 minutes left to play here in Game 5 of the Preseason Classic. And we're going to start it off with a foul. Anaya Brown fouled on the attempt. She'll go to the line and shoot two. The foul is called against number 42, Sarai Simpson. That's her fourth personal foul. The team's sixth. So now we've got 6 fouls on each side. That means we're going to be shooting bonus both ways for the rest of the ball game. First free throw is no good. And we've got a substitution checking into the game for the Seminoles is number 32. Never mind.
And as we begin the fourth quarter, go back to the overriding theme. Field free throws no good. Lead remains 45-33. Offensive rebounds is your theme really here. Colonial with over 25 compared to only 6 for Seminole. And again, neither team has shot the ball very well. Colonial has been around 30% for the entire game. Seminole, on the other hand, is in the 20s. But when you're getting offensive rebounds, it means you're getting more field goal attempts. And when you're getting more field goal attempts, you're probably going to score more points as Dillard slashes to the hoop and draws the foul.
Foul is called against number 21, Rayanne Eccleston. That's her first personal foul, the team's 7th, and it sends Morgan Dillard to the free throw line, shooting for the Seminoles. 2 shots.
Dillard with 20 points, make that 21, nothing but net on that free throw attempt. And again,
checking into the game for Seminole, number 32, Shayla Sandiford.
And probably your other key theme that has provided this 11-point lead, now remaining at 11, has some good rebounding under the board, is the fact that Seminole just has not been able to find a second source in terms of points.
Good
and
move
the
there.
basket and the foul.
Rayanne Eccleston gets the putback and a chance to make it a 3-point play. The foul is called against Sarai Simpson.
$7:13 remaining. Colonial with a 45-34 lead.
Simpson's 5th personal foul. She retires from the game with 1.5 rebounds for the Noles. Shooting 1, Eccleston.
And Seminole over the last 5 minutes had, I guess you could call it a grinding process, but they had cut the lead from 16 down to 10. And Colonial with an opportunity there to get that lead back up to 12. Unable to do that, Dillard will inbound the ball. That's Pearson receiving it. She, unfortunately, cannot handle the pressure of Colonial. Zabinski with the layup. And what was, again, a 10-point lead has now been quickly reestablished at 15 as we are now under 7 minutes left. The ball goes out of bounds.
Well, it's going to actually be a foul. Foul is called against number 1, Desmaria Soto, her first, the team's 8th.
And at the line is Pearson. She gets the first free throw. Lead is now 49-35.
That's Waiters at the line.
Excuse me, Waiters. Yes, Waiters number 22. Second free throw, no, does not get the roll, but a strong rebound. And that is Pearson who brought the rebound down. And again, hard drive underneath results in a foul.
Push is called against number 21, Rayanne Eccleston. That's her second. The team's 9th shooting, Peterson. No, excuse me, it's Waiters again. And misses her first. Let's get your scoreboard back up there. I just realized we didn't put that back up.
Pearson pulled down the rebound, and she then passed it over to Waiters, who drew the foul on the drive. Very physical drive, a lot of contact. Unfortunately, neither free throw goes, and the lead remains at 14 points. This Patterson dumps it off to Eccleston. She tries to get that scoop shot, but another offensive rebound for Colonial. Santos from the key. Little short, and Dillard gets the rebound. She will lead the Seminoles up the court one more time. 6:20 left. 49-35 lead by Colonial. Trying to drive inside. Colonial packs that zone. And Seminoles have to settle for that field goal attempt from the outside from Dillard. Does not go, and Colonial brings the ball up quickly. Give and go between Soto and Santos. Eccleston from the top of the key, and she's going to be short. And the ball goes out of bounds. Chance to take a breath for both teams as the pace picked up there for about a minute and about 3 possessions for each team.
Yeah, Neil, if you've noticed, I've been quiet for a little while here. It is because I've just been trying to keep track of which 10 people are in the game, much less anything else.
And I'm not... No basket.
No basket traveling.
So a little bit of what appeared to be some light for Seminoles cut into the lead, but a mistake. And so now Colonial with a 14-point lead, 5:40 left. They're in the driver's seat. They're going to have to make a few mistakes for Seminole to be able to create a challenge here in these last 5.5 minutes. Patterson over to Ross, who came into the game, and she drops the 6-foot baseline J.
Ross from Patterson on the Grenadier bucket.
Colonial once again, full man-to-man, full court defense pays off dividends. Patterson steps in front of the pass and draws
Foul
the
is called against number 10, Jayla Scurry. Her first personal foul. The team's 8th at the line, shooting 2, is going to be Cameron Patterson.
Patterson steps up to the line with 4 points. And she will get the first free throw, so a 17-point lead now, 52-35. For most of this game until about 5 minutes ago, Seminole was keeping the lead around 10 to 12 points. Since then, though, Colonial has created a couple of turnovers and converted them into points, and now the lead is up to that 17. Mistake here by Colonial with the foul.
Foul is called against Grenadiers, number 22, Jaden Ross, her 4th personal foul, and the team's 10th, and so that will put the Seminoles into double bonus at the line, shooting 2, Asia Waiters.
And coming up next, stick around. The finale of the 2020 Wekiva Mustangs Women's Basketball Preseason Classic. The host team, 2-time state champion, the Class 6A state runner-up last season, Wekiva Mustangs will be taking on the City of Life. Wekiva looking to go 2 for 2 in this year's preseason classic. A young team, but an incredibly talented team, and saw much of that potential come to fruition on Tuesday.
Seminole basket by number 22, Grenadier basket.
And the lead is now 54-37. Dillard trying to get that running layup. Clock dips under 5 minutes. Also another programming note, tomorrow night, Wekiva football will be traveling to Melbourne, taking on the Bulldogs in the first round of the FHSAA postseason tournament. Mark and I will be broadcasting that game from the Melbourne's home stadium.
Checking into the game for Colonial, number 5, Anaya Brown.
And as a side, so those of you who do tune in tomorrow are prepared. Because of the pandemic, the FHSAA decided to go with an open tournament this season, which means anybody who wants to play in the tournament can. Just let the FHSAA know, and they will pair you up. And the pairings were done, at least for the first round, according to a blind draw. So Wekiva is certainly favored with a 4-3 record, Melbourne at 2-5.
Held ball, possession, Seminoles.
And
checking into the game for Colonial, number 32, Shayla Sandiford.
And as we return to action here at Mustang Gymnasium, the lead 4 minutes are left. Morgan Dillard has certainly played big for Seminole tonight with 21 points, and she will continue to have the opportunity to score.
Foul called against number 24, Brielle Marlowe. That's her 4th personal foul. At the line shooting 2 is Morgan Dillard.
Colonial has led from start to finish, scoring the first 8 points. They expanded that lead 24-12 at the end of the first quarter. Since then, both quarters have been even in terms of scoring. The score was 30-18 at halftime and 45-33 at the end of the third quarter. That 12-point lead is now up to 16, though, as we dip under 4 minutes. Dillard with the rebound. And she's going to have to make something happen, going to have to force the issue as we come down the stretch, and certainly a good start. Drawing the foul.
Foul is called against number 5, Anaya Brown. That's her 2nd personal foul. At the line shooting 2 once again, Morgan Dillard. Dillard is, of course, carrying the torch here up to 22 points now. And she hits that one, make it 23. Mooring comes into the game.
Both free throws good, and the lead is now down to 14. So Colonial giving up a little bit of that lead. They did have an 18-point lead, and as they have all game, they come back and
Carmen
score.
Richardson picks up 2 for the Grenadiers.
Lead now up to 16, 56-40, 3:20 left. Dillard steps back, thought about taking the shot, decides not to. Passes off to Pearson. And Pearson with the drive. Can't get it. Offensive rebound, and Colonial, like a horde, swarms after that ball. Saavedra picking the ball up and driving, going coast to coast.
It's a wild shot, but she does draw the foul. Foul is called against Knowles, number 22, Asia Waiters, on the block. That is her 5th personal foul, and she retires from the game with 11 points, 2 rebounds.
And as mentioned a few times previously, Wekiva will be taking on the City of Life coming up next. 3:02 left in this game, and I mentioned that because I can see the City of Life Warriors entering the building. To our right, of course, Wekiva is right now sequestered in the locker room. They are awaiting their cue to come out here onto the court.
Yeah, and each team only has access to the locker rooms through halftime, at which point they are cleaned for the next team. So a little different there.
In the meantime, Saavedra, 2 of 2 from the line, lead back up to 18, 58-40. Oh, a running layup there.
Pearson on the Noles layup.
Colonial comes back just as quickly, but Seminole with the block. Ball remains in Colonial possession, and Colonial moves the ball around. Excellent passing tonight by the Grenadiers. Seeing some more of it now on this possession, and they pick up 2 more offensive rebounds. They have over 30 for the game, and we talked about that throughout the game. It really was the key, the underlying theme to getting the lead from the start, and they've used that offensive rebounds to maintain and even build the lead at times.
So the ball is rebounded by Dillard, who then immediately travels with it. Out to Richardson, looking to get into the key. Nearly gets the ball taken away from her. That's deflected by Pearson. We'll go in with Richardson, see if she has any better luck, but she will at least draw a foul. Carmen Richardson draws the foul on the attempt. She'll go to the line and shoot 2. The foul is called against number 32, Denise Pearson. That's her second personal foul and the team's 10th. All right, so shooting double bonus both ways now.
2:07 left. Patterson, nothing but net on the first free throw. Patterson dribbles the ball 3 more times and puts it up, and same result as the first shot. Nothing but net. A 60-42 lead now held by Colonial. And Colonial certainly looks like they are ready to make another run at a state championship after watching them twice tonight. A bit of a slow start in both games, but the, I guess say, underlying MO has certainly come to fruition. And that is just, Colonial's a team that has always mentally and physically worn out their opponents, and that's certainly what happened tonight. It's been a systematic building of the lead, which is now at 18. And once they got that lead, Seminole has had a few spurts where they cut it down to 12 and even 10, but it has never gone below that double-digit mark. Another turnover for the Seminoles. And there's another example of just how Colonial wears you down, not only physically, but mentally. And you make those little subtle mistakes, which have the cumulative effect.
Basket by number 21, Rayanne Eccleston on the pass from Richardson.
And another whistle with 1:25 left.
Block is called against Grenadiers number 10, Carmen Richardson. That's her third personal foul. It puts the Seminoles back at the line for double bonus. Morgan Dillard shooting 2.
Neil Fisher and Mark Birchie bringing you the action from the 9th annual Wekiva Mustangs Women's Basketball Preseason Classic. And we are broadcasting live from Mustang Gymnasium, the home of the Wekiva Mustangs. 2-time state champion. Last season's state runner-up. They've gone to 2 state finals and 5 state Final Fours under Tommy Butts. And certainly they will be looking for what they consider redemption this year. And that, of course, is not getting to the state final, but winning the state
Checking
final.
into the game for Seminole, Cheyenne Peterson to relieve Morgan Dillard with 25 points and 8 rebounds.
And Wekiva will be taking on the City of Life coming up next, approximately 15 minutes after this game between Colonial and Seminole ends. So we are approaching 1 minute, 1:10 to be exact. A 62-43 lead by Colonial. They have led from start to finish. A jump ball. That will be possession Seminole.
Held ball, possession Noles. And that's also a turnover since it caused a change in possession.
And 1 minute is remaining in this game. Shot by Seminole, not able to go. Some scrapping, some fingertips. Right, get that rebound. Ball comes down to Seminole, several passes. And another turnover. Soto just stuck her hand in there, and then we got the other way.
And now we're going to get a traveling call.
So a lot of action, but no points.
Yep. Well, and you can tell both teams have some of their reserves in right now.
Yeah.
Get them some playing time. It's it's a preseason game. Doesn't count on the record. The outcome is determined at this point.
And a foul under the basket. 27.8 seconds left.
Knowles' foul is called against number 30, Katrina Visvalingham. That's her second personal foul.
And also, again, before we close out this game, acknowledgement to the broadcast production students here. Of course, they handle all the behind-the-scenes action work that needs to be done in order to bring this broadcast to you. And they are headed up by Keith Dickerson. So as we play out the last 25 seconds, it's not going to be quite as quick as we originally thought. Another foul.
No, that was just a deflection. That was a deflection by Cameron Patterson. Actually, good play there.
Okay, well, another stoppage. And the shot by Richardson.
Richardson from the key for two.
And that will make it 66-43. Richardson's not done, says I want a couple more points.
Richardson steals two more for the Grenadiers.
And now this time, the clock is going to run out, but Colonial's going to have the ball. So your final score.
That takes us to the end of the ball game, and it's a 15-point victory for the Grenadiers. 68-43 is your final score here in game number 5 of the Wekiva High School Girls Basketball Preseason Classic, our 9th annual event. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for coming out to support your Grenadier and your Seminole athletes. And thanks also to those of you who tuned in online to our YouTube or our NFHS Network broadcasts. For those of you in the arena, if you are here with the Grenadiers or with the Seminoles as one of their guests, we do ask at this time that you promptly prepare to leave the arena so that we can get our Mustang and Warrior fans in here while still keeping our arena under 25% capacity. Of course, if you'd like to watch that game, we absolutely welcome you to do so on YouTube or the NFHS Network, where it will be getting started in about 15 minutes. Again, thanks for tuning in to either the broadcast or to our live event here in the arena. Your final score, 68-43 in game number 5. And again, thanks for tuning into the broadcast. My thanks to Neil Fisher from the Apopka Chief. My name is Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs. We'll see you again in about 15 minutes on the next live stream.